How comfortable do you feel in this COVID-affected world? How well are you coping with the increased levels of uncertainty, ambiguity, and volatility? If you feel like you have both feet planted firmly in midair, you're not alone. Discomfort is the prevailing sentiment for many leaders right now. Rather than suppress or avoid that discomfort, in this video, I'll encourage you to embrace it as a natural, normal, and even essential part of life right now. The good news is that anyone can learn to get comfortable with discomfort. The even better news is that you've done it many times before. With anything that you've mastered in your life, you will have effectively gone through 4 steps on what is often termed the learning ladder. I'll use the example of learning to drive a car, which most adults have mastered. When you're a baby dribbling in the back of your parents' car, what do you know about driving? Nothing. Do you know that you don't know? No, you don't. At level 1, you're unconsciously unskilled. You don't know what you don't know. This is a polite way of saying that you're blissfully ignorant. When you're about 8 years old, which one of these 2 elements changes? Your skill or your consciousness? Of course, it's your consciousness. Now you know you don't know how to drive. You're consciously unskilled. At level 2, you have progressed from ignorance to awareness, which is a very uncomfortable place to be for most adults. When you're 17 or 18 years old and you get lessons from a qualified instructor or a patient parent, what changes now? Your skill level. When you correctly practice what you've been taught, avoiding other cars, telegraph poles and pedestrians, you can drive. You're now at level 3. You are consciously skilled. And then what happens after you've been driving for 10, 15 or 20 years? Have you ever had the experience where 1 minute you're in your office and the next minute you're at home and you barely even remember getting in the car? At level 4, driving is almost automatic because you've become unconsciously skilled. You have reached a level of mastery. Now ask yourself, at which levels do you spend the majority of your day? If you're like most leaders, it's at level 4, which is pretty good, and at level 1, which is not good at all. Mastery and ignorance are the natural diet of most leaders, especially very senior ones. We like to feel comfortable, in control, and on top of it all. Now ask yourself, what's needed to navigate through the uncertainty, ambiguity, and volatility of a COVID world? You need new insights, new strategies, and new skills. You need to learn, grow, and innovate, which of course can only happen at levels 2 and levels 3, awareness and practice. Levels 2 and levels 3 are necessarily uncomfortable, just like when you were learning to drive. So if you feel uncomfortable right now, that's a really good thing. It means that you've moved beyond ignorance and have realized that your old ways of working are insufficient for the challenges that you face. Lean into that discomfort, embrace it like your best friend. It's your surest path through the fog and the best thing you can model for those you lead.